Alright, so I had a customer call me and he needed his piano removed from the basement because they're doing a total gut of the house. So it had two nasty turns in the stairs. Figured the best way to get this piano out was to totally destroy it. So I start out by taking the cabinet apart, removing the fall board, pulled the music rack, the top door off. It's a Willis piano built in Montreal, Quebec. And now I'm pulling the side blocks out. Pop the lid off there, pop the bottom door out, pull the action out. I lay the piano on its back so I can have access to the screws that hold the legs on and the screws that hold the floor on. A lot of the floor screws were really badly stripped, so I had to get a crowbar in there to assist in getting those off. Now, because this house is being redone, I didn't have to be too careful with the floor on this one. Other times I have to be a lot more careful. So I'm pulling the pedal board off. There goes the key bed. Knock off the sides, knock off the other sides. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to release the tension from the piano by cutting off the bass strings here. So the fastest way I figured to do that is to grind them off there. And then I move that. The reason why I put that blanket there is because those strings are at about 100 pounds of tension each and they will go flying across the room. So I put the blanket there just to stop the strings. Now I'm doing tenor strings there in the middle of the piano, releasing all the tension. I wind those up, put them in there for the recycle bin, and then the top section there. Wind those off, and those are the really short ones. They don't have near the strength of the lower strings. Pull all them off. So now I'm undoing the harp bolts, and there are also a couple of square nuts on there I had to get off with the crescent wrench. And I'm going to be smashing this harp up because that harp is the majority of the weight in a piano. And it's made of cast iron, so I've got to smash that up. There you can see it breaking into smaller pieces, more manageable pieces. There we go, there's a big one that came out there. And then I'll tuck those away for the recycling too. And I have to put some tension under the harp there. That's what I'm doing with that pilaster there. I lift it up with the crowbar and then smash it up when there's a bit of tension on that harp. The reason a piano needs that harp is to support the around 20 tons of tension from those piano strings. Otherwise, the piano would basically cave in on itself. So there I'm smashing up the rest of the harp, get rid of all those bits there. So I'm just pulling out the screws that held the lid on there. I had to grind one off because it was stripped. And now what I'm going to do is flip the piano upside down. I'm going to remove the soundboard. That's just held in there all with glue. You saw that came out pretty quick. And the next step, I'm going to cut the beams. The reciprocating saw there's 5 beams on this piano. Some have 3, some have 6. They're all kind of different. And this is all supposed to come out in one piece. And it did not. All the glue joints were broken on this. This piano was falling apart. That's why it didn't feel bad to destroy this one. It was ready for the dump anyway. So I'm trying to get that disattached from that so I can remove that. Next step, we're going to be heading to the dump here. See, I can just toss it all in. That's the heaviest piece there, that pin block with the chunk of harp on it and all the tuning pins. There goes the soundboard there. And now what I do is I took that fall board home with the decal, and I cut out the decal. I'm cutting it with the table saw, so it's a nice little square piece. There's the Willis decal again. And we're going to put that where I've kept my whole cemetery of piano names. You can see there's hundreds of pianos I've scrapped over the years. That goes all the way down, and I haven't even strapped them all up that I have there.